Hello, my name is Phil Marks, and welcome to a very special Kayfabe News Raw review where we have officially learned that Vincent Kennedy McMahon is no longer in charge of WWE Wet and Wild Entertainment. This was hinted on at Raw, but we are now pretty sure that he officially has given up his power, not to his fake son Shane or his real son Triple H, but to some random official known as Adam Pearce, who has been taking a far bigger role over Raw and SmackDown over the last few weeks. I mean, he's sucked so far in the sense he didn't get Roman Reigns to sign a contract, Retribution keep attacking, and Drew McIntyre never left that 1 week when Pearce told him to, but that is not the point. This is our new leader of Monday nights, and it's asked a lot of questions, the main one being, why? At no point has WWE explained to us who Adam Pearce is or why he's able to do it, aside from Michael Cole flippantly telling us that he's a WWE official. Thanks, Mike. That's really helpful. It continued last night, however, when he was involved throughout the night, including trying to calm the madness down between one Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee, and once again, he has failed, surely leaving millions of fans devastated who longed for the day when Mr. McMahon was no longer pulling the strings. I mean, you all thought it would be better, and now look what you've got, out and out chaos. I mean, he had to get the Hurt Business to help him, a group with no morals, no integrity, and a man who changes the name of his finish every single week. I mean, make up your mind, Bobby Lashley. Is it the Lashley log? Is it the full Lashley? Is it the Hurt log? Bobby rips your arm off, or the BRYAO, bra-AO? Come on! On other news, Mickie James also got screwed over on War when she was competing for the women's title against the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Even though she didn't appear to tap out at all, the referee still decided that she looked in enough pain, so why the hell not? Have you noticed that the officiating in WWE has gone downhill recently, especially with wrestlers kicking out of moves and still losing a la last week? Two words, Adam Pearce. Talking of loser, someone talk to me about Zelina Vega, the child of well-known Street Fighter Vega. Her current win-less record in 2020 is 0 wins and 4 losses and 1 draw, and yet now she is in a position to compete for the gold just because she slapped somebody in the face. Is this what sport has become now? A nonsensical collection of random skits that are seemingly created by someone on the day of the show, grabbing people and fitting them in wherever works? Of course, it's not. To ensure the sanctity and integrity of professional wrestling is kept intact, we surely have to stop Zelina Vega from competing for a championship she has not earned the right to challenge for. I mean, what's next? Someone just walking out and asking for a title shot? No one is going to buy that. You are on borrowed time, Mr. Pearce, because we at Kayfabe News are officially stating that this is gibberish. I'm also very worried about the group known as Retribution. Not only do they continue to promise eternal suffering for anyone who doesn't follow their rules, they also seem to be tripling in number. I mean, there was about 109 of them this week, and they've gone from playing with the electrics to interfering in main events. And this is quite a step up, because what on earth will happen if they do this forever? What if we never get a finish or a proper result to a match ever again? Do we have to give them what they want? Even though I don't really know what it is that they want, I do know that it's concerning, doubly so, because they have very strange, weird voices. There was more upsetting news as well due to Zelina Vega following in her Spanish father's footsteps as Andrade and Angel Garza finally combusted on Raw and had a huge fight backstage. Andrade thinks Garza is the reason they keep losing. Garza thinks it's down to Andrade. And after Sasha Banks and Bayley also fell out, I don't know if I can handle it. Plus later on, Seth Rollins slammed a door into Murphy's head, so he's dead. Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre, well, they're never going to be the same again after having a fight. We really need the 14th of February to roll around soon so we can just sort all of this as soon as possible, because I keep looking at Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott and my heart is in fear. Their relationship has only just been fixed, although they were able to defeat Lana and Natalya on Raw, securing their #1 tag team contender spot. Sucked to be those two guys as well. They got hurled into the floor and through tables, almost like they were being punished for being a threat to the tag team titles. Is anybody else hoping that social services is brought in to Raw at some point too? Not only did we have Dominic Mysterio, who is but a boy, fight Seth Rollins in a steel cage, but once again, Father Rey Mysterio just let this happen and he even watched. You think he'd be more concerned, but no, he thinks it was a good idea. It wasn't. Dom lost and his confidence right now must be shot. And sure, he beat Murphy last week, but other than that, he has been on the train to loser central. It's not going to do anything for a young child's self-esteem, is it, Ray? And you're doing it every damn week. We also saw an inter-brand tag team match on Raw between the Street Profits and, of course, SmackDown, Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, which I found very exciting given how unique it was. And seeing the Raw guys get the win was fabulous. They showed those Blue Boys who is boss, and Cedric Alexander also proved that joining the Hurt Business was the right move as he scored a win over Ricochet and Kevin Owens defeated Aleister Black. I mean, what a huge win that was. Revenge at last, even though it wasn't Kevin Owens who poked out Aleister Black's eye. Finally, Braun Strowman, officially a monster amongst us men, blasted his way through Raw Underground, wrecking Dolph Ziggler, Riddick Moss, and Titus O'Neil on the way. This is what happens in that environment. There's no rules, there's no weight limits. If a guy who wants you to get these hands arrives, you better start thinking quick. This seemed to be the thoughts of one Dabba Kato, who sized up to Braun, and my word, he was bigger than the former Universal Champion. I mean, hot damn. I mean, we should try and get Conor McGregor or Daniel Cormier into all of this, because how would they deal with these two mammoths? It would be tremendous. We shall just have to see what happens next week, but I'm very concerned that we didn't see Randy Orton this evening. You know what he's like. Even more so, as I believe Drew threatened to decapitate him on Raw. I mean, for goodness sake. We've already seen that recently, and it did not go well. There was a huge backlash. Kendrick Omega had to have his head sewn back on. It's too messy. Do not allow this to happen on Raw. Please and thank you. Before we do go, I would just like to reference the other show that WWE does, that is, of course, SmackDown. We've already talked about it with that tremendous inter-brand battle, and ask the question why everybody is so upset with Roman Reigns. I mean, I understand what he's done so far. He hasn't done anything wrong. He has now granted one of his own family members a championship match. He takes his time before he enters a contest, but there's nothing wrong with that. No one has said anything otherwise. And really, it should come down to the referee if we're talking about what happened on last Friday's show. If it was meant to be a tag team match, why did the referee ring the bell before Mr. Reigns had arrived? I just think it's very unfair. I think it's very unfair the amount of shade that we are throwing at the tribal chief, especially because he is a chief of a tribe. You wouldn't say it to a king, you wouldn't say it to a president, you wouldn't say it to a prime minister. Have some damn respect. Now, please do leave a comment below with your thoughts, especially on who on earth can stop Strowman, and like the video, share the video, and subscribe. You just take your mouse and your finger and you click that button that says subscribe. I thought I'd tell you, as I bet you're finding it quite hard. I know, you need constant help, but that's what we'll do, you waste of life. Take care, and we here at Kayfabe News will see you very soon.